There have been so many good memories with OSAE. It's been my favorite group to just kind of hang with for the past 13 years that I've been in associations. It's a great group to get involved with. And I've always said, you know, if you get out of it what you put into it. So some of those people that come and go, they don't really get the essence of OSAE unless they're actually doing it. And so starting off with conferences, I started getting involved in that and planning the conference and helping out in different capacities and planning that event, and then making my way up to the board and that kind of things. It's just been great friendships through each avenue of the things that I've done with OSAE, but the most memorable things I can think of is the ASAE convention that we went to when I was serving as the president-elect, getting ready to be president, and getting to spend time with Mark Bledsoe. He recently passed away, and I tell you what, that was one of the most memorable things I've had with OSAE, just simply following him around. He became like a mentor to me because he knew ASAE conference like nobody else. And it was funny just to watch him navigate through Twitter and all the other things that he would connect with. And he'd say, oh, there's a tweet up here or something else here. And I'd just be amazed at what he knew about the ASAE conference, because really it's such a huge conference that when you go, you're like one of a million people. And he knew how to get, and he knew how to maneuver through the crowds and knew how to connect with people. And so I think that was probably one of my most memorable things when I think back about the people I've met and contacts I've made, is he's just brought so much to my life, and that ASAE conference was very memorable to me. I love working with the members. I enjoy getting to know them. It's like an extended family, because you really get to know, if you've been with an association for as long as I was with the CPAs, you not only get to know them, you get to know their family and the things, because you see them regularly at events and activities, or you'll go to board events or retreats and conferences, and it's just an extended family. And so to think of them as your boss, because you have 6,000 bosses, or you have, you know, whatever. It's a neat thing that I actually even got to, that's how I met my husband, was because he was a member, and I always called that was member retention, because he was a member for life, because I met him through the association world. But I don't know of us, you know, it's hard to imagine somebody not belonging to an association, but working for an association makes an extended family and great relations that way as well. It was a year of transition. We went from one association management company to another during that time. So we had a search for a new group, and then we had the transition from one to the next. And so we had a lot of that going on during our during that year. We also had a lot of new things going on as well. When we got into our new association company, we created a new website. We had a new newsletter, kind of a fresh new face of what this next OSAE years will be like. And so it was great to see OSAE evolving in that year. I think we kind of saw where we were headed, where the board was trying to go. The reason I got it was it was like a culmination of your profession. It's testing you over what you know about the entire profession, not just the one segment that maybe I'm continuing education, that was my core, but it was testing me over my entire knowledge of association management. And I didn't realize when I first started my job as an event planner in education director kind of role, that I'm actually an association manager. And now I've since left my previous job, and now I'm into hardcore association management. And I think the CAE designation has helped me build my confidence and I feel like it gives you a different level of respect too about the knowledge that you've gained from this, and your peers. You kind of, everybody knows who's taken the CAE exam knows what you went through to get that. So I think it's kind of like once you get that CAE, you're part of this little group that, I get it. I know what you went through. Number one, because most people don't go into association management, they kind of, oh, I'm in association management. I didn't realize I was already an event planner, or I was a PR person, or I was, membership. I just didn't realize I was an association manager. And I would point out that being their number one focus is to realize you are an association manager, which means you are member focused, you're member driven, and everything you do is about how can I help the member in the end. And so that would be my advice, is to remember always to think, how would my member feel about me doing this? And always seek their feedback. It's very important to make sure that when you think that this is the right thing to do, make sure your members feel the same way. I think it's important to have the right leadership. As long as we can find passionate individuals to help guide our association, there's always going to be that strive to continue moving us forward, because as long as we have the right education in place, the people who are motivated to continue driving us forward, I think we're going to see wonderful things coming out of OSAE. I've already seen several years in the past going the right way. I feel keeping up with technology, keeping up with education, and making sure that everybody understands the importance of the CAE designation and what association managers provide to the members in whole. Oh, I love association work. It wasn't until I realized I was an association manager did I really get associations, and I would absolutely do it again. This is definitely the field for me, and I would encourage it for others as well.